What I think is most valuable throughout my education life is that I think it teach me how to discipline my timetable in order to maximize the amount of free time that I have during the day. That doesn't mean that I do less work, but in order to increase the output in a shorter period of time. On the way to university, I have learned to become more and more self-dependent in doing my own work. Most of my assignments every semester require doing your own research, and if you disagree, you have to provide the reason why you think the otherwise. I realized that compare listening to the teacher and try to remember the piece of information that might come up in the exam, you don't remember that information for very long. But if you do your own research and presenting it in a way that other people can understand it, you really grasp the idea and you really understand it. The most important skill that I acquired during my studying is teamworking skill. I have done a lot of group projects, some gone very smoothly with understanding from all the teammates, some have some complication. Maybe one of my teammates doesn't meet the deadline or they took too long during the presentation. After a few times struggling, I learned a couple of tips to deal with this kind of situation. First, that I don't let the best situation, gets to me. That means I don't get tilted. Just because one area is busted doesn't mean you have to throw the whole project down the drain. If the matter is too critical, you can always ask for extra time and provide an exact reason why it's been delayed. Second is, I don't dwell on the past. I try to live as much as in the moment as possible. I may look back and say, oh okay, this is where we've gone wrong and try to fix it, but I don't presume just because they messed up one time in the past, they got messed up this time also. Trust them and give them guidance in regards of the previous mistake and ask them to be more careful this time. I consider myself a quite independent person, which means I don't usually ask for help in situations which I think I can handle on my own. I'm currently at a stage where there are too many opportunities that I don't even know which is best suited for my future, based on my strengths and weaknesses and my personality. I often feel like the work I'm doing right now isn't worthwhile, and most of the time I have second thought. My aim for the future, short term, is to become more decisive and have confidence to do what I think is best for me. Moreover, I would like to get a programming certificate for my future career, which is to become a programmer. There were a few times that I'm struggling with not so comfortable person. One time is during a group project when we all agree upon the date which we can combine our ideas and get together for a full rehearsal, but when the time comes, he didn't show up and didn't even notify us about what the reason is. Because of this, during the real presentation day, they took more than half of our time bound to explain their part, since they didn't prepare with us. I was furious, because the presentation worth 50% of my total score, and because of the delay in presentation, we don't have enough time to finish the whole presentation. That's the reason why we got a very low score. If I were to go back, I would only give him the small part and ask him to deliver the result before anyone else, a few days in advance, and ask him to rehearse online if he couldn't attend the meeting. And if it doesn't work, then I have to confront him and ask him nicely to lead the group. During my last year in high school, I had been nominated to become a member of the student council. And every year, our school holds a Halloween party. The teacher and the staff will not be involved in any stage of the preparation, and all the money we earn, we can keep it. So as the member of the preparation team, I'm in charge of the reception and the security department. I expect that we are going to have around 300 to 500 guests in that evening, and since it was Saturday night, we decided to open until 12:30 in the morning. I then arranged 4 check-in gates, each with 2 members, to help checking the bag for drugs or other lethal equipment. I also hired 2 professional security guards for each situation gone out of hand or if there was an accident. I asked few of my team to set up signs inside the recreation areas and to make sure that the guests stay out of the school office. Guests are asked to show the ticket in order to go inside the haunted house, which took 2 whole weeks to finish. We closed around 12:45 in the morning and make a profit of 12.5 million VND after converting. I put a lot of planning and effort into the project to make it as safe as possible, and the result is rewarding.